will she run for president in 2012? All right, let's find out. I'm curious. Clip number 3.
There's a new poll out this week of Republican voters across the country, and it shows someone named Sarah Palin leading the 2012 race by 5 points over Mitt Romney.
Well,
aren't you the front runner for the nomination?
Nope, don't know who conducted that poll, and I know that polls are fickle, and heck, after this interview, Chris, we may see a plummeting in the poll numbers. Who knows? These are fickle. I can't comment on what the poll numbers mean today.
Why wouldn't you run for president?
I would if I believe that that is the right thing to do for our country and for the Palin family. Certainly, I would do so.
And how do you make that decision over the next 3 years?
It's going to be, thankfully, a lot of time to be able to make such a decision. Right now, I'm looking at, as I say, other potential candidates out there who are strong. They're in a position of having kind of this luxury of having more information at their fingertips right now, so that the current events that we're talking about today, wait,
because you're basically saying you will consider it.
I think that it would be absurd to not consider what it is that I can potentially do to help our country. I don't know if it's going to be ever seeking a title, though. It may be just doing a darn good job as a reporter or covering some of the current events.
But you're going to consider, you're going to go through the process of thinking
I won't close a door that perhaps could be open for me in the future. I don't want any American to ever close the door in their personal or their professional lives and put themselves in a box and say, heck yeah, I'm going to do that, or no way, I'm not going to do that, when we don't know what the future holds.
There's a report this weekend that you are now getting daily email briefings on domestic and foreign policy issues from a group of top advisors in Washington, D.C. How come? I mean, isn't that the move of somebody who is thinking about running for president?
You mean conventionally, how someone would want? I have no idea how conventionally people do this, how they try to open a door that perhaps isn't even open, and if that involves having a group of advisors send them emails every morning. I don't know how any of that stuff works. I don't know. I'm just appreciative of having some good information at my fingertips.
Would you say you're more knowledgeable about domestic and foreign affairs now than you were 2 years ago?
Well, I would hope so. Yes, I am. 2 years ago, my engagement was on the state of Alaska, largest, most diverse state in the Union, 20% of the U.S. domestic supply of energy coming from our state, while desiring to and working towards ramping up that domestic energy production. That was my focus. Now, of course, my focus has been enlarged, so I sure as heck better be more astute on these current events, national issues, than I was 2 years ago.
God, there were so many great things in there. First of all, I can't pass up the grammar every time. Desiring to and working towards the goal of wanting to know more information. You want to know more. That's it. Okay, you sound like an idiot when you think you're trying to sound smart. All right, point number 2. She's opening the door, saying, I could run for president. Why? It's going to make her more money. Because that makes her more marketable, that makes her bigger, and they got to give her bigger paychecks to do these appearances, okay? And it gets more people talking about her. The more people that are talking about her, the more she's in the news, the more she can charge for speeches, okay? Keep it real, that's exactly what's happening. Will she run for president? Sure, it's a win-win for her. We've talked about this before. She'll either shockingly win the primary, in which case she'll be sitting pretty. Who knows? I mean, look, the country's a crazy place sometimes. We did elect Bush twice, kind of. But if she loses, it's still a big win for her because her name is out there, unless she gets embarrassed, which is also entirely possible. But the more her name's out there, the more she's going to charge. All right, now, the interesting part of that answer, though, was this. She gets emails from Washington advisors, which I thought she was against Washington advisors, every day, and they tell her, hey, here's the topics that people are discussing in Washington, and here's what you should know about them. Because she's a simpleton, and she doesn't know. And nobody has to email me what's happening in Washington. But okay, you know what? That I could live with. These are the topics of today, no problem. They certainly don't have to fill me in and be like, all right, Cenk, now people are talking about Afghanistan. That country is a little below Russia, a little above Pakistan. We invaded it in 2001. Okay. And you know more than you did 2 years ago. Oh, gosh darn it, I hope so. Golly gee willikers, because I didn't know anything back then. If somebody asked me, am I more knowledgeable than 2 years ago? Well, you know, you learn something new every day, I suppose. But yeah, I knew what was going on 2 years ago. I knew about the world, and I wasn't a governor. One would imagine you should know more about the world if you're a governor and the country and the issues. Come on, kids. Come on, man. When I say kids, I mean Sarah Palin supporters. Because you have to be a mental dwarf to think that this woman is qualified to be president. All right. I am desiring to go to the next clip. She's got a little bit more to say about running for president. Clip number 4.
I'm never going to pretend like I know more than the next person. I'm not going to pretend to be an elitist. In fact, I'm going to fight the elitist because for too often and for too long now, I think the elitists have tried to make people like me and people in the heartland of America feel like we just don't get it and big government's just going to have to take care of us. I want to speak up for the American people and say, no, we really do have some good common sense solutions. I can be a messenger for that. Don't have to have a title to do it.
Can I get a you betcha out of you?
You betcha.
Oh, God, that's so embarrassing.
Good.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, she's like a sitcom clown. Can I get your signature, you betcha? It's like asking the Fonz, can you go, whoa? Is that what he did? I think that's what he did. No? It's been a long time since I watched Happy Days. Hey, what was it? Okay, closer. All right, anyway. You know what she's saying there? Oh, I'm dumb, and I'm going to represent all the dumb people in the country. You don't have to be for bigger government. Why do you have to be for bigger government? You could be smart and be for smaller government. Nobody's asking you to take one side or another. We're asking you to know the issues. So it's a convenient excuse for to say, well, golly gee willikers, I represent the average guy who doesn't know anything. And so I don't want to know anything about the issues, because if you do, well, then you're an elitist. I want my president to know the issues, no matter which side he or she is going to go on, for bigger government, smaller government, more wars, less wars, whatever it is. Yeah, I want them to be an elitist in terms of knowing more information than the average bear. If somebody says to me that they're a Sarah Palin supporter, I'm going to assume they're dumb. Okay, I mean, I hate to, look, I haven't said that about anybody else. I mean, in some ways I hate to do it because it sounds like you're judging people, and I don't love to judge other people, etc. But you can't watch that stuff and think that she makes any sense or that she's smart or that she's qualified for president. If you watch that and you say, that's my girl, I like her, she's my leader, you're so dumb it's embarrassing.